Hey guys, it's Vocalo Radio, Chicago's urban alternative. It's Nudia from Nudia in the Afternoons. I'm going to be talking about something special happening here in Chicago. Play Together has partnered with Nico Segal and Nikko Washington and Merit School of Music to launch a citywide collaborative art project. They're inviting the city of Chicago students, artists, musicians, and a broader community to create music with Nico Segal or art with Nikko Washington. Proceeds from the sale of art generated through this project will benefit Merit School of Music and scholarships for participating Chicagoland schools and help fund the future of Play Together projects that benefit a broad range of Chicago-based artists' education programs. And with me today, I have two very special guests. I think you could assume who it is. We got Nico Segal in the building.
Hey,
hello.
What's up? How's it going?
And we have Nikko Washington.
What's up, everybody?
I was going to say, so we had a couple of questions from the people in the building, and you already know, but did you guys choose to work together because your names are the same? Do you think the branding was going to be good?
Happy coincidence. And yeah, luckily for us, we know each other, go back a long way. So it was an exciting opportunity to work together.
We've been in it for a long time, so we've had the same name and we've known each other for a while. So it's not, we don't really think about it like that, But yeah, it is good branding opportunities as well.
No, we definitely when we were reading the press release, we all thought it was so cute. We're like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. And then so it's it all ends in this interview. We all got the end in our name, so we already knew that was gonna be good. And so, what exactly is this project? I know people could, students, we're encouraging students to submit. The deadline is December 1st. And so, what exactly is the criteria for students to submit?
Yeah, so this is an opportunity to collaborate with either one or both of us. And the music side looks like downloading a song that I started for us and using whichever parts of the song you want to use or are inspired by, and then adding your own twist and flavor and essence onto it. So if that just looks like singing or rapping or playing an instrument on top of what I've created, cool. I've also provided stems to the beat, which basically just mean all the parts that make up the music. So you can just collaborate with the drums if you like just the drums, or if you just like the chords, you can just use the synths, or just the horns. You can manipulate and mess around with just the horns from the beat. So that's how you'd collaborate with the music.
Similar to the music side, on the art side, you could collaborate with what I've already drawn, or create your own based off what inspires you and who inspires you creatively. So I went for jazz, I went for music. That's a big part of my practice. So whatever inspires you, you can create that, work with me on it. Use the pieces that I've done, the color scheme, or create your own, and we can find a way to seamlessly make it cohesive.
And that's amazing, because I think one of the biggest things that I've admired about Chicago, the mentorship from people who have had success. So Nico Segal, you are a Grammy Award winning, snaps were snapping in here very quietly. You're a trumpet player, music producer. You won the Grammy for your production on Chance's mixtape coloring book. And I know Nikko Washington, you've also had the chance to work with Chance. You've done album cover art for Vic Mesa and this Nico and Chance and Peter Cottontail, who we've recently had in the Vocalo studios. So you guys have both worked with Chance, and we had him come by our studio a minute ago. And I've seen him merge the music and the art. So did that kind of inspire you guys? Because I know you guys are good friends with him. Did that inspire you guys to kind of do the same, the merging of music and art?
I think it's more so we're all just kind of influenced and inspired by each other across different mediums. It's not always like I'm only going to check out the baddest trumpet player to be inspired to create some music. Sometimes it's doesn't even have anything to do with music. Maybe it's just taking a walk and seeing somebody with a flea coat on, and that can be inspiring. Or, so I think we're all sort of influenced by lots of things in life and obviously in art, But and speaking to the mentorship aspect of it, Merit has been a really important place for me, and one of my sort of main teachers, Michael McLaughlin, also taught somebody very important and influential in my life there named Victor Garcia. So big shout out to Victor Garcia. He's always been one of my favorite trumpet players and mentors, and somebody whose picture I would see on the wall at Merritt, and I would hear and be super inspired by, and then got lucky enough to study with and learn from. So the mentorship is real. Yeah, you see sort of all these generations of Merritt producing me. So I'm excited to help produce the next generation.
Yeah, I think that's just how we came up. Honestly, I mean, we have been around such a creative force and this nature around us in Chicago, growing up in like public school, that I was lucky enough to know musicians, artists, and we all in arm's reach from each other. So chances are brothers. So we just work together naturally. And for mentorship, I mean, it's really important to mentor the next generation that comes about. That's how I got here. I mean, if it wasn't for the people who came before me, art teachers, my uncles, my mom, my dad, I mean, you name it, or just people on the street that doing graffiti, or just like them, all the things that I learned from them, I absorbed as a sponge. I'm spitting out now. So I think that's how the art world works. Whether it's master and pupil, student, teacher, that dynamic is from the beginning of time of how we carry on these skills and these practices and these techniques.
And I think that's so important because I know growing up, I'm sure you guys felt it as well. You have a goal and you have things you want to do. And especially if they aren't quote unquote normal, a normal job or like things like that, you don't know how to make that successful. You see people you want to be like, but you're like, how did they get there? Like, where do I even begin? And I think that's when it comes to like, you talk to mentors or someone sees something in you. They'll see talent in you and they'll help foster that. So are you guys excited to do that for someone else? Like you're going to be able to see that talent and help like nurture that? Because I heard you guys are going to be a part of the judging process, right? Are you guys going to review every single submission that comes in?
Yeah, we're going to review them. We're going to talk about them amongst each other and play together and try and figure out which ones we want to highlight and feel most inspired by. Yeah.
Hand select, hand pick. And I think, like you were saying, it's like fan that flame of people who, even if there's no winner or loser, like winning is you participating, you doing something that you're comfortable with and you like, and making a great project, So I think, I think winning in the art sense is like, a little bit confusing sometimes. So I think, like it's be cool to hand pick and talk to people and like talk about why we liked it. And like, what they're doing great about it. Even if people who didn't, get selected for the final. I don't know. That's important as a young person to get that. Yeah,
I think just like sort of lifting the veil a little on, what collaboration or what it means to like be a professional, like you were saying, in these various art fields. It can mean doing cool projects like this with your friend and, opening these submissions to the greater public and seeing what sort of happens. It's a lot of experimentation. It's a lot of like discovery, and it's also, sort of just, again, hammering this point home of like working within your community and working with people that, you already are friends with and are inspired by. So
100%.
And exactly how many submissions are you going to work with? Because I think I was taking a look at the website, and I think it's something like three submissions you're going to pick, or what exactly do people need to submit to be, considered for being chosen?
Yeah, so the music element I know can be as simple as doing a duet TikTok with the song. That can be one way that you submit, because I'm going to go through those and listen to all the different duets. Or it can be as involved as going to the website, downloading the stems, making your own sort of version of it, and then submitting it on the website. And then we'll sort of field from there.
Same as the art side. I mean, we just pick them, select them, and go from there.
So people just submit their piece of art?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's really exciting. I know you're saying stems, and like every audio nerd that's listening is like, oh my gosh, stems.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's true, though. It's a good point, because there's a lot of sort of steps that go into making a piece of music, and the same thing for Nico making his art, like there's a lot of sort of detail and different moving parts. And for music, we have this luxury of being able to actually piece it together however you hear it. You know, you can speed things up and you can really individually grab the different elements that move you, that inspire you. So, yeah, I'm excited about that.
And it's so funny you say that. Like, this slightly off topic, we recently had Hannibal Buress in, and I know, he's taking music so seriously, and he talked to us about that. But he performed his song at 20 times speed. Like, he sped it up by 20 BPM. I know, it sounds crazy. And he performed it. Yeah, and he performed it at his show, which is, like, wild. But that kind of crossed my mind when you were talking about you could speed it up or slow it down. Because, I mean, I never even thought you could perform something adding 20 BPM to it, I was like, oh,
that's hard.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know how he did that, but
I don't know either. But this is such an exciting opportunity, and were you guys excited to collaborate together, or how did you end up, collaborating with Play Together?
I've spoken with Anesh from Play Together for, I think, our first conversation was like 2 years ago. It was like before the pandemic. So I've been familiar with them. Then I saw the work they did with film, and I'm blanking on her name, but amazing artist, visual artist, murals as well, Liz Flores. And then we just been cultivating a conversation. And when they were talking about who they were trying to get in the music side, I was like, oh, say less. So, we're gonna do it. Like, I don't think they knew, that we knew each other like that. So it was like, it's just like, it's perfect. And yeah, been in correspondence with Derek ever since. So it's been a long time coming, but it's been great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I was most sort of like inspired and excited once I saw Nico's sketches of the piece that he was working on when we did the first sort of talking through at Merit. I got to see sort of the direction he was going in, and just led me to this place that I was really excited about musically. And I feel like the piece brings forth a lot of the same elements of like the childlike joy and discovery and exploration that I felt in his piece. So yeah, it feels like a unique synthesis.
A marriage. I was gonna say. I was literally gonna say a marriage, and so I'm super excited to see the entries you receive, the submissions you receive. Mm-hmm. So if you want, they just submit on the website, right? Mm-hmm. On Play Together's website. Mm-hmm. So if you want to submit your piece, or someone who would be great to submit, playtogether.co is where you could go to submit that, playtogether.co. And it's so cool. Like, it's so exciting because I look at all your guys' merit. I don't want to be funny, but I look at all your guys' accolades. And it's really exciting that whoever, gets to work with you, that could be them one day. They could have merits and accolades and Grammys and work with huge artists and do their cover art and things like that. And so what exactly are you kind of hoping to get out of this experience besides mentoring someone?
Well, I always kind of go back to this moment of career day in, I think it was 6th or 7th grade, and I had just started playing the trumpet, and somebody, I remember her perfectly actually, came in and told the class that you could be a musician. It just really blew my mind that somebody could like play an instrument for their livelihood. And we didn't talk super in depth about what that meant, but
all the struggles that happen sometimes.
But no, I think just reinforcing or finally sort of understanding that I could follow something I was already really passionate about and turn it into my career. And I think opportunities like this just further sort of instill that truth that you can do it. Anybody can sort of wake up and decide to put in the work and to reach out to their community and to create something unique and special to them. And so I think this is just an opportunity to show that that we can be sort of in this professional field or in this professional light with these accolades and such, but it really does just come from the same sort of spirit and feeling of creativity and inspiration that everybody has, that and especially young people going to a place like Merit or various art programs around the city. just further instilling that concept that you can do this, that you can collaborate with people that are doing it on a professional level, and there's no sort of there's no Oz behind the behind the curtain, so to speak. It's that simple, we're just friends from high school, so now we're able to collaborate in this much more like professional sort of setting and do interviews about it. It's really cool. It's a beautiful opportunity. And it all sort of starts from that same sort of inception of just like, can I do this? Yes, I can do this. So,
I mean, yeah, just to echo that, I want to get out of just having people feel inspired and leave knowing that, this is a career path, like Nico was saying, that you can go and work with your friends. We can reach across your community and reach with the people that are next to you, that do different things with you. And it shows people how, you can collaborate with other people and brands and like there's opportunities out there that you can do as an artist to not only support yourself but put yourself out there, and believe that you can actually do it. It's a creative moment as well, like just, especially in the arts. I mean, it's and music, very underfunded, very neglected in most times, and it's very shunned, sometimes by family, by thinking like, how are you going to support yourself, and not it's always just a hobby. Sometimes it's a passion. Sometimes, I look at this, I don't have a choice but to make art. I wouldn't be happy doing anything else. So, luckily I've been able to, to do it and, and try to reach new goals with it. And you can just show kids that you can do it.
Mm-hmm. And now there's actually sort of another layer by turning our favorite submissions into a product, an NFT product that will then support programs like Merit and Play Together to do stuff like this in the future. I think that's also sort of a new opportunity to start discovering and start talking about what this new sort of format of releasing products even looks like and does for the art community.
The transfer of, especially with NFTs and things like that, I do think that's really cool. The transfer of like a different way of monetizing art is pretty dope, know? And so I forgot what exactly you said, but it made me think about this point I had written down. For anyone listening, or someone who, is a creative or has creativity in them and you think they'd be perfect for this, the most important thing to do, especially if you're listening, is it's scary, but you have to put yourself out there. The hardest part is to hit that submit button, right? In anything, it's hard to make that one call. It's hard to go up and talk to that one person. The first step is always the most difficult one and the scariest. And a lot of people don't make that first step. And so you just end up like having a more narrow playing field because some people are too scared to take that first step to click that submit button. So even if if you have doubts in your creativity, in your artwork, whether it is within music or whether it is within, painting or being an artist, you have to just submit first. That is the hardest part.
100%.
So if you're listening, again, go to Play Together's website. You can submit. Nico and Nico, I did want to talk to you guys about what you guys are personally working on right now. What projects?
Okay. At the moment, I'm working on, we'll be unveiling a new mural in Hyde Park. It's been working on for a long time. It's like, I'm from Hyde Park, so it's really exciting about that.
Dope.
Then a solo show coming at the beginning of next year. Working on a book.
Wow.
Just lock that in. And
that's fire.
Yeah.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's some stuff. That's what happened for a minute.
You just named 5 stuff, and he's like, I think that's it.
Some more stuff, I can't think about it, but yeah.
Dope. I'm part of a band called the Juju Exchange, and with fellow Chicago musicians Julian Reed and Novazai. And we have a project that we're slowly releasing called Jazz RX, where we basically prescribe people music like medicine, like vitamins. They send in prompts on how they're feeling, what's ailing them, something on their mind, and we construct a sound that we hope will heal and help them through whatever it is they're going through. So Jazz RX is a project that is being slowly released. We're dropping them sort of in segments, and we just dropped one called Hope Dose. So get you a dose of some hope.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
And,
That's so cool.
And we're also working on a sort of more full-length album entitled Behold. So that's going to come next year as well. And I'm also working on my own personal album, first solo album, entitled Tell the Ghost Welcome Home. And so that's what I'm also working on.
Oh,
That's
wow.
everything.
Well, congratulations to both you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, that's great you guys are working on something, because if not, that question would have been really awkward. You're like, I'm actually taking a vacation
Like, I'm
right
finding
now.
myself right now.
I'm on a sabbatical right,
Right,
that's
now,
funny.
okay?
good.
Again, so we have Nico Segal and Nikko Washington in here right now. If you're just tuning in from Play Together, they have partnered with Play Together and the Merit School of Music. And again, they're launching a citywide collaborative art project. They're inviting Chicago students and kids to submit to work with them. And so if you want to learn more, if you are into music or into art, you could submit your projects and, possibly this could be really exciting for you. So again, playtogether.co. And where could people find you guys? Where's your guys' socials for people to follow you?
Social is my name, Nico with 2Ks, Washington. Twitter is just without a dot because somebody didn't take it.
That's always annoying.
Yeah, and then my website, it's really the same. Nikko Washington at something.
At something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, mine is just at Nico Segal, Nico. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. I know you guys are busy.
Cool.
We heard all the stuff you guys are working on, so we
Thank you.
appreciate you taking some time to come through to Vocalo.
Love it. Big
Appreciate
shout out
you
to
for having
Vocalo.
us.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for your time.